All right, let's jump right in, because we're tracking two massive stories breaking right now, a foiled terror plot shaking the capital with some serious international links, and a political power struggle down in Karnataka that could change the entire state's leadership. So let's get into it.
So it really all boils down to two huge questions today. First up, who exactly is behind this sophisticated terror plot that was just uncovered in Delhi? And second, what's going to happen with the chief minister's seat in Karnataka? It's a real cliffhanger. Let's break it all down.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the situation in Delhi. As investigators are digging deeper, a really chilling connection is starting to surface, with all the evidence pointing directly across the border to a major state player.
And intelligence officials are not mincing words. They're pointing the finger directly at Pakistan's main intelligence agency, the ISI. And look, their thinking is pretty straightforward here. A plot of this scale, with this level of sophistication, well, it's almost impossible to pull off without the direct backing of a state actor like the ISI.
And get this, the scale of what they were planning is just staggering. The mastermind behind this wasn't just aiming for one big, dramatic event. No, the plan was to unleash a wave of over 200 separate attacks all across India. Just imagine that.
So you're probably wondering who was pulling the strings. Well, investigations have zeroed in on three key figures. The alleged mastermind is an ISI operative named Faisal Iqbal. He was getting support from two other handlers, Ukasa and Hashim, and both of them are believed to be operating out of that rugged Tora Bora mountain region right on the Pakistan-Afghanistan border.
And you've got to understand, this wasn't some last-minute thing. This timeline shows just how patient and methodical they were. The seeds for this cell were planted all the way back in 2019. By 2021, they had a solid structure in place, and this year, they went fully active. This was a long game.
Now here's what's really unsettling about this whole thing. How they recruited people. The individuals they arrested weren't just anybody. They were highly educated professionals. They were reportedly radicalized while they were studying to become doctors at Al-Fala University. It seems like it was this chain reaction, where one radicalized person just pulled in the next.
Okay, so from an external threat, we're now pivoting to a massive internal political fight. Let's head over to Karnataka, where the drama over who's going to lead the state is really reaching a boiling point.
The power struggle for the chief minister's job, it's playing out in these really carefully crafted public statements. You got the current CM, Siddaramaiah, basically saying, hey, I'll do whatever the high command says. And then you have the deputy CM, DK Shivakumar, publicly backing him up. It's a clever move, right? They're presenting this united front, but it really just shifts all the pressure onto the party's central leadership in Delhi.
But, behind all that talk of unity, the real action is happening behind the scenes in Delhi. First, you had CM Siddaramaiah and Minister KJ George meeting with Rahul Gandhi. Then, DK Shivakumar met with that same minister, which got everyone talking about possible mediation. And now, a team of 6 MLA has reportedly flown to Delhi specifically to lobby for DK Shivakumar. So yeah, the pressure on the high command is coming from every single direction.
So while all this is going on at home, India is also dealing with some pretty big challenges on the world stage. A couple of recent events have really put a spotlight on both diplomatic tensions and, on the other hand, some big steps forward in our defense capabilities.
And this first one is a really troubling story. It comes from Prema Wongzong Thongdok, an NRI from Arunachal Pradesh. She says she was harassed by officials at the Shanghai airport who told her that her Indian passport was invalid. And why? Simply because her birthplace was listed as Arunachal Pradesh, which of course is a region that China claims. She called it a flat-out insult to India's sovereignty.
But on the defense front, there's some seriously cool news. A powerful new asset has just joined the Indian Navy. Meet the INS Mahe. It's an anti-submarine warfare vessel, and it has already earned this perfect nickname, the Silent Hunter, because of its incredible ability to sneak up on enemy submarines completely undetected.
So what makes it so powerful? Well, for starters, a whopping 80% of it is indigenously built. That's a huge win for our domestic manufacturing. It's got advanced sonar to find the enemy, and then cutting-edge stealth tech like super quiet engines to make sure the enemy can't find it. And, crucially, it's designed to work perfectly in shallow coastal waters, which makes it an incredibly versatile weapon.
All right, let's shift gears back to what's happening inside the country, because we're seeing this string of crime stories that, well, they raise some pretty serious questions about who you can trust, as the line between the cops and the criminals seems to be getting seriously blurry.
It's been a day for these wild impersonation cases, seriously. In Bengaluru, a police head constable was actually part of a gang pretending to be tax officers to extort money. Then in Hubballi, you had fraudsters posing as enforcement directorate officers to steal gold. And in maybe the most bizarre case, also from Bengaluru, a guy conned a doctor out of a huge amount of money by pretending to be an official from the Prime Minister's office.
Okay, and to round things out, let's do a quick-fire look at some other big headlines from culture, law, and sports that you should know about.
And we start with some really sad news from the world of cinema. The legendary, iconic Bollywood actor Dharmendra has passed away. He was 89 years old.
And his career was just, it was monumental. We're talking over 300 films. He left such a huge mark on Indian cinema, and he was loved by generations of fans for his incredible roles. A true legend.
In legal news, a big appointment. Justice Surya Kant has officially been sworn in as the 53rd Chief Justice of India. He'll now be at the helm of the country's Supreme Court.
And for all you cricket fans out there, here's the latest on the second test against South Africa. And, well, it's not great news for India. At the end of day 3, India was all out for 201 in their first innings. South Africa now has a massive lead of 314 runs. It's going to be an uphill battle.
And finally, a quick glance at the markets. It was a red day today. The Sensex closed down 331 points, and the Nifty dropped by 108.
So all of this brings us to one final, really crucial question for today. We've seen India grappling with these complex terror plots coming from the outside, while at the very same time navigating these deep, messy political battles from within. So it really makes you wonder, which one is the greater long-term threat to the nation's stability? Is it the enemy at the gates or the divisions inside? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us.